Welcome back to Thinking Out Loud. I'm Joel.
I'm Brad. Hello from Detroit.
Brad, you look mighty refreshed today. Are you by any chance back from vacation?
I am back from vacation. I'm back and I'm bad, giving you something that you never had. And I think we're doing that today with the new Evaluate the Campaign, right?
I really could have had a very successful afternoon without that line.
It was always better, always better. I think it was crisscross reference there.
You've taken, that's amazing. I'm not normally at a loss for words.
Who are humans, as a matter of fact?
They are. Okay. All right, moving on. So here we haven't done one of these in a while. We want to evaluate the campaign. This is a campaign that I simultaneously love and I hate all at once. I'm really excited about this campaign. I think I'm excited about the technology that's being highlighted here. I'm excited about the promise of it, and I'm amazed at a company as sophisticated as this one who they're missing it. So, do you want to do the big reveal?
Sure, I'm happy
because it's probably going to be in the title, so everybody already knows anyways.
No, it's a big reveal.
Okay.
No, people don't read things on screen anyways. They only listen to what comes out of our mouth. Okay, so here we go. Verizon has launched a campaign called Humanability, or Humanability.
Or Humanability.
Or Humanability. We don't know. It could be either. And the whole premise of it, I believe, is to try to help people understand the impact that Verizon is making more holistically, saying, well, we're not just a wireless network, but we do a ton of work, not only in broadband and media and technology, but we do a lot around security and Internet of Things, or IoT, and we have a lot of innovative products and offering we're bringing to the world. And because of everything that we're doing, we are making the world a better place. And there's a lot of ways we're making the world a better place, right? We're reducing CO2 emissions. Yep. We are saving lives. We are keeping food safe. These are the level of claims that Verizon is making with this new campaign.
So I'm going to pause you right there, just to go take a couple minutes and watch any one of these. I would recommend, I personally really like the Helping Keep Food Safe.
Sure.
Because it's something that is, it's one of those things, like this is what I love. It's the most workaday, mundane thing. And they highlight a fisherman. And they talk about him like, look, this is what I do. I get the fish out of the water. And I get it on ice in the boat. And then I pack it. But once it gets on a truck, once it leaves
my ship even, I don't know.
I've got no control over there. Right. And then and it might change hand 4 or 5 times, between the various distributors and then the grocery stores and whatever. And then until it gets to your fridge. Right. Until you take it out of the store, at which point you're responsible for it. Right. And so if something goes wrong, anywhere in that supply chain, it's really bad for the fishermen, of course. Absolutely. And then, of course, it's bad for you because you're. Well, I'm not going to. Never mind. Let your imagination run wild. But yeah, I mean, food poisoning is no joke. And so, like, it's this the most boring in some way. It's like keeping your tires inflated, or your brake pad. It's
your
like
oil change. We'll keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Wipers.
But yeah, to move on out of it, I mean, there are any number of things. It's something as simple as like monitoring the pressure in your municipal gas line, right? It's a really boring detail, and yet it has massive consequences.
Absolutely.
For a ton of people. And so they've done something to essentially they've come up with a monitor that basically lives in a crate of fish, and if that temperature goes out of whack, or essentially these environmental sensors, and if something goes out of whack, then they're able to report it. They're able to pull that out of the supply chain, and solve that for that crate or whatever, or figure out what went wrong, how it went wrong, how long that fish was above temperature, is it safe anymore,
has it
all
been
that
dropped?
Kind of thing.
It's basically a fancy Raspberry Pi is what it is.
I have no idea what that analogy technology means.
So Raspberry Pi is basically a simple computer that's really, really small.
Oh, got it.
And
Yeah.
you can plug in a lot of different sensors, and it has all the power of like a...
I thought you meant an actual, like, physical Raspberry Pi.
Scorn Joel in the comments for thinking that. But it's basically a really simple sensor,
Yeah.
which can have huge implications, and they've done a good job explaining that in the fish industry. So
Right.
you've talked about some reason, you've really summarized
I've
it.
just
Let's hear
kinda
why you
summarized.
love it
Okay,
and why
this is
you
why I
hate
love it. Okay, so why I love it. It's a really cool story. It's a fascinating technology that really matters for people's lives. And it's told in a beautiful way. Again, like the helping keep food. I mean, actually, all of these like videos are very well done, very high production value. I care. I care enough about what I'm seeing to watch the 2 minutes and be like, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, like the whole, the doctor thing, where it's like they're using advanced robotics and doctors remotely are controlling robotics at the scene of a crash site to perform emergency surgery right there at the crash site while the person maybe is still in the car and the jaws of life are trying to extract the car. Like they're able to do it right there. Super cool stuff. Really, really meaningful. I mean, if it were my wife or parent that was stuck there, like I'd want them. So like I like the content. However, we got to get to the negatives because they really blew it.
Well, first, before you do that,
yeah.
It's interesting we talk about the high production value. That may or may not be a good thing. We've talked about the importance of production value on YouTube in the past. We've also analyzed the costs associated with that when we did evaluate the campaign around Intel. So if you're interested in that, we're taking a second look at those videos, maybe a first look, we get that. But with no further ado, you are warmed up.
Now I'm all warmed up. Okay, but I love this story. It's a cool story, and it's a cool story that should be told. Here's my issue with it. I've gone through it. There are 3 of these videos up on YouTube. One video has 1,800 and change. One video has 1,400 and change. One video has 1,200 and change. Nobody watched it. They just spent all this money.
Right.
And nobody cares and nobody watched it. Now I get that they're running this and at some point they're probably gonna have to put paid media behind this to get people to watch it. They spent a lot of money making these videos.
Absolutely. A lot more than we spent on Thinking Out Loud if you're looking at the view count below and seeing us.
We're not putting paid media. This is all organic, guys. That is all natural. All right, so nobody saw it. I think there's nobody, again, with the fish video about the helping keep food safe. The Verizon spokesman, he's terrible. It's like some corporate flunky that they just pulled out of some kind of internal HR presentation and said, we need you to go talk about this technology. Whoever you are, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be on camera. Like you're not, like, let's know our strengths, all right? We've all got strengths. I had to realize in my mid-20s that I was never gonna be a major league pitcher. And that was okay. Like I came to the internal emotional realization that, I probably wasn't going to be able to do that. I knew my strengths, Brad.
Hey, that's important, Joel.
I'm not going to pitch for the Tigers.
I still believe in you. I think you can do it. But your arm strength is suspect. Anyways.
My command is a little erratic. All right, so you made the point earlier that this feels like a GE campaign from 5 years ago, which is like, it's okay. I mean, we've dealt with this with the Intel campaign too. It's cool stuff. Nobody's watching it.
Nobody's watching. It's just huge platitudes. I mean, I think there was a period of time where people were like, corporations are evil, and corporations saw, hey, here's a huge opportunity for us to actually tell how we're saving all this power and being actually green, and people are like really open to that and find it really interesting. And now when you spot out platitudes like reducing CO2 and saving lives and keeping food safe, I think it's just noise so high level that people don't trust it. But you have an opportunity if you go in and tell the story of individual humans, which was good about the fish story, is that you actually talk to a captain of a boat.
Yeah, solving a problem for the captain.
Right, like when you can personalize it, people always want to connect with people. So the concept is fantastic. I mean, I've always think of Verizon. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Like there's so many other things that Verizon is doing now.
That's really interesting.
Right, and they're going at this the right way, but they're just not executing.
The right kind of content.
Just not executing.
Okay, so I'm going to give Verizon the benefit of the doubt to say this is true. All right, but when they put lines of like, who knew Who knew this was possible? Verizon did. It's like, oh God, come on. Like that is so self-serving. And this in the middle of the net neutrality debacle where all of a sudden you're the Antichrist himself. like have a little bit like, who knew? Verizon did. Like you got to be kidding me. Like you're the only ones that knew that like food should be monitored for its safety. Like no, you're not the only ones. That's great that you came up with an elegant solution. Good on you. But no, like, terrible. All right, so again, I know this, I'm going to sound like a broken record that you've heard before. Verizon missed an enormous opportunity to use an influencer who was a credible third-party source, who could tell the story compellingly. The story that they want told, somebody could have told it far more elegantly, far more compellingly. It would not be languishing at sub 2,000 views on YouTube. It would have millions of views if done right. This is like enormous opportunity. Like Verizon, figure out that you can't tell your own story, no matter how well you do it, in a way that anybody is going to give a rip about it. You have a good story to tell. You do. You've got a really good story to tell. Let someone else who's talented tell it for you in a way that is meaningful and is authentic and is real, and you will be shocked at the results. Okay.
Well said.
I'm it.
No,
that's okay.
Fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. I am still Brad.
And I'm Joel. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you next time.
Goodbye from Detroit.